In this episode of Fly Brother, we get wet and wild in the verdant Adirondack Mountains of New York. We start off at the top, the pinnacle of Whiteface Mountain, before hitting the bobsled tracks of Lake Placid. We fly fish and kayak in historic Saranac Lake and tour the beautiful, quaint little town of Inlet. It's river deep, mountain high with my friends in the North Country. Let's get fly. I'm Ernest White II, storyteller, explorer.
I feel like Indiana Jones.
I believe in connecting across backgrounds and boundaries.
Join me and my friends. And discover that no matter the background, no matter the history, the whole world is our tribe. Come with me.
Fly Brother.
Major funding for this program is provided by...
This is Mayor Raz J. Baraka. Welcome to Newark. We are Newark, one family, Brick City.
Courageous Conversation Global Foundation, promoting racial justice, interracial understanding, and human healing. Additional funding provided by the following.
The Adirondacks, a circular massif of ancient rolling mountains in the farthest northern corner of upstate New York. This spectacular natural wonderland is studded with pristine lakes, including the source of the Hudson River, and precious towns that serve up equal parts history, culture, and adventure. Organized back in 1892 as a forest preserve and park by the state of New York, the Adirondack region beckons nature lovers, city slickers, and everyone in between all year round, being both winter wonderland and summer playground. The first stop on our Adirondack adventure is the Wild Center in the town of Tupper Lake. Situated on 115 acres of lush woodland and dedicated to fostering a sustainable, thriving relationship among the environment and all inhabitants of the Adirondacks, the museum and educational center provides a welcoming space for my encounter with artist and storyteller David Fadden. A member of the Mohawk Nation, one of the original peoples of the region, David, painter and poet, guides us into a space of gratitude for the beauty and bounty of the Adirondacks and our wider world.
Now, Dave, you grew up here in the Adirondacks. What does this place mean to you?
Well, the Adirondacks is just such a beautiful place to begin with, and but it's just my home. You know, I've moved away a number of times, but just these mountains just always call to me and speak to me, and where I feel most comfortable, I feel the most safe. The air is fresh, the water is clean, and you know, for me as a native person, you know, we have a certain connectiveness to the land,
Sure.
and also the people and our neighbors. For me, the Adirondacks is just probably the most beautiful place in the world, but I'm being a little biased, so.
It's okay. It's earned. It's an earned bias.
Right. Here at the Wild Center, a number of years ago, they approached me to develop this exhibit here, and our people have a saying that's in Mohawk. They say, "Ohandu galiwadekwa," and that in English means the words that come before all else. And what that is a greetings to the natural world. Every aspect is addressed, and our thoughts are gathered as one, and we give thanks to those things in the environment. And in this exhibit, you know, obviously we start with the smallest thing, and that's the plant life. And then you move up to the water, the fish, the turtles, And then you move on up further, and then you have the trees, the animals. All these things, work together in this creation that we live in. And then you even go further, and you talk about the sky, the clouds that bring the rain, that replenish the waters, the streams. You take that water away, we're not here. And then from the rain, the thunder that comes, and you hear it, we say thank you. You go even further, and then you talk about the sun and the moon, and the stars, they guide us at night. And then you combine all those things in creation. And just as a collective people, we say thank you, and acknowledging their existence rather than taking it for granted. And so you're supposed to do this every day. And so at any gathering, whether it be political, spiritual, they always say these words first, the Thanksgiving address. So that puts our minds as one in that we're thankful for being here. And of course, I forgot to mention that we acknowledge people, not just our people, all people. And we respect their culture, and they hopefully will respect ours, in that we will see parallels in our existence, in our lands, our territories, and hopefully we'll stay in peace.
Sure. I got goosebumps, man. You were preaching, Dave.
I've done this before.
Just 3 hours north of Manhattan in upper New York State, the Adirondack Park is a place to get back to nature and go back in time. Almost half of its 6 million acres is virgin wilderness, protected forever by the New York State Constitution. The Great American Vacation was born here thanks to a guidebook published back in 1869. And with more than 2,000 miles of trails, 2,300 ponds and lakes, and 1,500 miles of rivers, this is still a great place to escape the daily grind. Whether you hike, paddle, water ski, snowboard, or fly fish. If there's one thing the Adirondacks have, it's Vergnügen. And one of the more spectacular drives in the park is the Whiteface Mountain Veterans Memorial Highway, rising 2,500 feet and ending at Whiteface Castle. From there, visitors can take a stairway or elevator to the summit, 4,867 feet above sea level, with sweeping views of the Adirondacks and even Canada on a clear day. Just a few miles northeast of two-time Winter Olympic host city Lake Placid, Whiteface hosted the alpine skiing competition in 1980 and draws skiers from around the world in wintertime. But we're here in the springtime with sportscaster John Morgan, who grew up around these parts and preps me for an Olympic afternoon.
John, you grew up out here in Lake Placid. It's so beautiful. Why was the Winter Olympics held here not once, but twice?
The founder of the Dewey Decimal System was Melville Dewey. He founded the Lake Placid Club in the 1880s, 90s. His son Godfrey went over in 1928 to the Winter Olympics in St. Moritz, and he bid the IOC on bringing the Olympics to North America and Lake Placid in 1932, and they won.
Wow, and this was in the middle of the Great Depression. In
1930, Lake Placid built a ski jump, a bobsled run, a speed skating oval, an Olympic arena for $570,000, which is like
wow,
$100 million, $80 million now or
sure.
something. And people are on bread lines just 150 miles away. It's amazing that Lake Placid could do that at the height of the Depression.
And then in 1980, how did that come about?
People don't realize it, but Lake Placid won that Olympics by default.
Okay.
Lake Placid was like the only bidder. So
Okay.
Lake Placid got it in 1980, and small town guys going over for a big city environment. And the 1980 Olympic Games, the USA beat the Russians in hockey, and the rest is history.
Now, you had your own story with regard to bobsledding, particularly around that time, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't make the Olympic team, and I got hired.
Our loss as the U.S.
Well, they're the good, but they're sometimes a negative to a positive. But
Sure.
I got hired as a researcher at ABC Sports, and then in 1981 they asked me if I was retired, and I said why, and they said we'll hire you as a commentator. So in 1981 I started my commentary career, and I've done it 10 straight Olympics, and
All right.
and had the opportunity to experience the Winter Olympic movement for the last 40 years, and it's right up my alley. It's a privilege to represent my sport of bobsledding,
Sure.
but also being from the Lake Placid region, I feel very proud when I tell people I'm from Lake Placid.
Oh, that's amazing. So what do you want visitors who come here to the Adirondacks, to Lake Placid, to experience?
It's a special place. It's the oldest mountains in the world. It's well preserved. It's just a beautiful setting. If you want the outdoors, it's right here. Let's go and explore some more of it.
That's right. Come on.
Encompassing the venues from the 1932 and 1980 Winter Olympic Games, the state-of-the-art Lake Placid Olympic Center hosts athletes in training as well as us commoners who seek just a taste of Olympic glory.
Well, this isn't the real bobsled ride, but this is cool.
Is it cool running?
Could be cool runnings, but it's going to give you a cool perspective of the history of the track that's been here for 90 years. As soon as you get off this, you're going to want to go to the wheeled ride next.
All right.
Go do it. Welcome to the Cliffside Coaster.
All right, there we go.
Alrighty.
Recommended speed 25 mph.
Alrighty.
Ernest, if you don't enjoy it, it's your own fault.
Thanks, John.
What am I doing, y'all? Coursing along both Olympic bobsled tracks, the Cliffside Coaster is a thrill from start to finish.
Yes.
Baby. Now you're ready for the big ride.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Also snaking down Mount Van Hovenberg, the Lake Placid bobsled experience whips you around corners at up to 55 miles per hour in a bobsled mounted on rubber wheels, so a lack of ice is no excuse.
That's big boy stuff.
I don't even know what to say to that. My biggest cause for trepidation is the fact that this is not attached to the track.
Well, the driver has a lot to do with your future. You know?
Okay,
and I think you got to trust this driver.
Okay.
These guys are good. These are pros.
I'm good being a passenger. I trust the pilots.
They're going to strap you in. Once you start, you can't get out.
It's like life, basically.
I want you to meet Brian Burgorn, Lake Placid native.
All right, man.
He's been down this track probably more than anybody. As a racer, as a racing driver, passenger driver.
We're going on faith and hopes and dreams, right? So,
All right, well,
we'll have a good time.
Well, good luck. We'll see you at the bottom.
There it goes.
Why am I doing this again? Because it's fun. All right.
The world speed record for bobsled is 125 miles per hour, y'all, in a sled, on ice. If Florida ever mounts a bobsled team, I better be listed as third alternate.
That's what I'm talking about.
57.67, your time.
Not bad.
What would you say to all the speed junkies out there? You think they'd like this?
I say come to Lake Placid and take the summer bobsled if it's summertime. And in the wintertime, get on the real bobsled. How's that?
See you this winter.
See you this winter.
Early the next morning, we take a short drive 10 miles up the road from Lake Placid to Wilmington in the emerald shadow of Whiteface Mountain. Here, the pristine Au Sable River, full of trout and strewn with rocks and chasms, courses through the forest on its way to Lake Champlain. In the Adirondacks, the name of the game is fly fishing, and the hungry trout in Wilmington is the ne plus ultra of fly shops. It's also the perfect place to try my hand at the sport, coached by fly guy himself, Brandon Seifert.
Hey, man, how you doing? Good morning.
Yeah, no, kind of cold this morning.
It's chilly and early. So I'm, known as Fly Brother. I've never fly fished.
I'll get you fly fishing in a little bit. Maybe you go out there, you'll be casting, maybe even catch a fish.
Have you paid off the fish?
I have. I don't know if I paid him off enough.
It's time to suit up.
You're gonna take your shoes off, leave the pants on.
Time normal. Let's get fly
Fishing.
Now, anyone who knows me personally knows that I have the patience of a gnat. I vaguely remember an aborted fishing trip with my father as a kid. Still, I don't mind admitting when I'm clueless.
What are we doing? What am I doing?
So, feel the water's pushing against you. You want to find a spot where they're going to be behind something that's blocking that water.
They're just going to be hanging out, not
Hanging
swimming.
out. They're going to be treading water behind a rock and just looking for food to swim on by, and that's basically what we're trying to imitate. Would you rather run on a 7-mile-an-hour conveyor belt and eat food, or a 1-mile-an-hour conveyor belt and eat food?
I got it. It's logic.
Yes.
It is logic.
What you're gonna wanna do is come back behind your head, and then when you go forward, you're gonna wanna stop about the 10 o'clock position. And the big thing with fly fishing is it's a hard stop.
Okay, I may end up clubbing a fish.
That's all right.
With the with the fishing line by accident.
Yeah, just go ahead and forward cast. Perfect, just like that, yeah.
Oh wait, that was too much.
No, that's not too much. That's what you wanna do. Believe it or not, you really wanna give it some movement.
Hey.
I'm telling you, so many people don't give it that power to get it out.
Honestly, there's a true calming, contemplative quality to fly fishing. I didn't feel any pressure at all to catch anything. I suppose it helped that I wasn't fishing for my supper.
So Brandon, how long have you been taking folks out here and teaching them how to fly fish?
I've been doing it for about 4 years now. I enjoy doing this because it's not just about the fishing, it's about the atmosphere, it's about being with your friends. But at the same time, coming out and fly fishing by yourself's not too bad. You look up there, I mean, there's not a single person up there. And you can go and fish all that water by yourself and think about things at work or
meditative.
Not at work,
meditative, definitely.
Exactly, 110%.
Coming out here in the Adirondacks, it's calm, it's pristine. What drew you to the place?
You really can't beat the setting. I mean, we're at the base of Whiteface right now, you know, fishing. And I drive to work every day and pass 2 open fields with nothing but a huge mountain in front of me. It's kind of cool, you know, that draws you to a place like this. It's untouched wilderness, 6 million acres, forever wild. It's fantastic. The big thing is just, I mean, the area you're in, you know, it's not very much found anywhere else in the world. And I think it reigns true more and more as you get out in nature. You know, you find you care about the things that you're in, the water that you're around, and kind of keeping it that way by treating it right, I think matters at the end of the day.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
110%.
Including
you know,
the environment, the animals, the earth, everything.
You gotta keep it protected.
And that's really the foundation of it all. You know, when we're recognizing each other as human, we treat each other better.
Exactly.
We treat our environment better, we treat ourselves better.
Yes.
I am with you, man.
We're not too far away from, you know, a pretty major road like you were saying. But what can you hear? Birds, water, just us. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of get your own slice of heaven. Not too far off. You don't have to go hiking miles in. Yes. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do it. And there's a creek like this in most people's backyards that they can go out and fly fish in and just enjoy nature, you know.
Well said, Brandon. You are a fishing philosopher. I mean,
I get a lot of time out here to think about stuff like that. So, you know.
Clearly. Yes. That's fly.
That is fly. That is fly. Fishing.
While I enjoyed my time on the river with Brandon, his fish bribe didn't exactly work. I caught nothing. Oh well, maybe next time. 20 miles to the west, the village of Saranac Lake is the biggest burg in the Adirondacks, with just over 5,000 residents. And one of the village's most engaging residents is its mayor, the affable Clyde Rabideau. Mayor Rabideau naturally proves to be one of the most vocal proponents of the city, and we sit down for a chat before hitting the streets of Saranac Lake.
These Adirondack chairs, what's the story behind them? I mean, they're known around the world.
You mean the most comfortable chairs in the world?
I'm cozy.
Here in the Adirondacks?
Yeah, so they say.
Yeah, they're just ubiquitous. We love them.
Sure.
It's a symbol. Everybody knows them. It's our calling card. You sit back and it's pure hospitality. Adirondack hospitality and Adirondack chair.
I love it. So, Mayor, why does Saranac Lake mean so much to you?
It's the community. I mean, we really help each other. We really have fun together. We enjoy the summers together. We endure the winters. In fact, we celebrate the winters. But when summertime comes, like it's coming right now, the whole world is at our feet. We stay in the lakes, we climb our mountains, we enjoy every second of every day.
Wow, it's beautiful.
It is.
And it makes you really feel that welcoming vibe, the embracing that the nature and the people have for you when you're visiting.
Well, it's part of our history. It's a healing town. People came here to cure from tuberculosis. We've always enveloped people, taken care of them, made them part of our families, and we're all family. En français, nous sommes de famille.
I didn't understand that.
In French, we're family.
No, but I appreciate that. I'm learning new things every day, including French.
You've spoken like 8 different languages all day today. I speak one line of French, and I throw you for a loop.
That's true. Je ne parle pas français.
Okay.
Je suis très désolé.
Très désolé. Absolument.
So they call Saranac Lake the capital of the Adirondacks. Why so?
Well, we're the largest community in the Adirondacks, and we have the biggest concentration, not just of population, but of jobs, the medical, and education. We have 2 local colleges. But moreover, I must say that Saranac Lake is a welcoming community. Many retirees come here. Many young people are coming here.
Sure, artists and
now that people are working from home, people are trading in their high heels for hiking boots and their briefcases for backpacks. They're coming to Saranac Lake to really enjoy life.
I love alliteration, and you are a master of it. Thank you so much for delighting me that way. I appreciate it, man.
Unlike back on the Au Sable, the fish of Saranac Lake practically throw themselves on your hook.
Look at your line is tight. You're pulling in. All right, you got one. Bring it in. Whoa, baby. Whoa, bring it right over here. Look at that. That's a smallmouth bass. Good job.
Hey, man, thank you.
Coursing through town is the Saranac River, and Mayor Rabideau thinks it's a good idea for us to go kayaking.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Width on your grip.
I think this may have been my second time kayaking in my entire life, so I have to give myself a little credit for not sideswiping the mayor. At least, not on camera.
USA, USA, US. I'm ready for the Olympic kayaking team. Watch me. 2059.
90 minutes to the southwest, deep amid the trees and lakes of Adirondack Park, is the quaint hamlet of Inlet. Long a destination for day trippers in summer and winter, Inlet has drawn full-time residents like Jill Marsh, owner of the Caboose Panini shop, who have found their slice of heaven right here in the Adirondacks. Jill and her dog Tootsie take me out for a springtime joyride on pristine 4th Lake.
When you invite people to visit, what do you show them here in Inlet?
First of all, I'm going to answer that by telling you I don't have to invite, they just Tootsie. I don't have to invite, they just come.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Nice.
So what do we show them? First of all, what we do is enjoy the piece. If it's summer, we don't do a whole lot of anything. We float on the lake like we are here right now. Or we'll go on a hike. There's lots of great local hikes. We'll go on a kayak trip. Then we'll just walk up and down our little town. There's fantastic little shops. And of course the Caboose and other places in and around town that are just fun to go tour and see. Yeah. And then we end up back around the campfire with a cocktail, and that's the experience.
I mean, it sounds like paradise.
It's crazy.
Is it?
So it's paradise in that you find peace in it. You're serving the people who love to come up here. Everybody who comes to eat a panini is on vacation and they're happy.
Sure.
They find their peace here, and we in turn gain peace from that every day, all day. It's busy. It's a different lifestyle than the corporate world we've been living for 25 years, but it's a lot of fun.
And there are many lakes in the Adirondacks. There are many peaks. There are many places that are these jewels. So then what makes Inlet so special out of all of these other lovely jewels?
It's a teeny town with a big heart. It is not as big as Lake Placid or Saranac or all the wonderful places east, but the 380 people who call it home year-round have massive hearts and all work together to make it the town that it is. In the summertime, our population explodes with tourists and people who call this home for the summer, and we love to serve them. So it's a lot of fun, and we stick together and do it together.
The tiny town with the big heart in the heart of the Adirondacks.
That's pretty much what we are.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Lovely lakes, rolling hills, striking mountains, lazy afternoons. Whenever I say I love New York, I really mean I love the Adirondacks. You will too.
Major funding for this program is provided by
This is Mayor Raz J. Baraka. Welcome to Newark. We are Newark, one family, Brick City.
Courageous Conversation Global Foundation, promoting racial justice, interracial understanding, and human healing. Additional funding provided by the following. To join the Fly Brother travel community, or to order your own copy of this episode, visit flybrother.com.